Hi everyone. Hi Malan 637. Thank you for watching. So hi guys. Good evening. It's 5 o'clock in Nigeria and you like my glasses? Okay, so basically, today I just thought to share my story. Why am I doing this? Can you just let me know if you can hear me, Malan? If you can hear me, let me know. So I'm just sure we're good. Malan, can you hear me? Just give me like an emoji or let me know. Wave your hand, do something. So I'm sure you can hear me perfectly. Okay, so I'll just keep going. So basically today I just stopped by. It's the Valley Wednesday. So if you're joining me for the first time, say hello. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know how your day has been. So today on the Valley Wednesday, I decided I'm just going to share a bit about me, a bit about my story. Why am I doing this is because I found out that even maybe listening to other people's stories, it also motivates me. And I feel like maybe somebody listening to my story, this might also motivate them and put them in a good place to just allow them persevere, whatever it is. So when you join in, please let me know where you're listening from. House of Jacobs, hello. How are you? Thank you for listening again. I know I saw you last week. I hope you kind of took some of the stuff that we talked about. So today, I have this really cool something that is holding my phone. My cousin gave it to me. It's awesome. So that's why I'm looking at you guys this way, not the usual, the other way. So today, basically, I just wanted to share a bit about my story. Jacobs, let me know where you're listening from. How's the day been? So today, sharing my story. If you don't already know before, I'm a lawyer. I'm an international trained lawyer, and I used to live in the UK for a very long time, and then moving back to Nigeria, starting my life working as a lawyer. It was exciting at first, but after a while, honest to God, I hated it. Like, I hated it. No disrespect to any lawyers there. I have friends that they already know me. Hey, from Germany. They already know me, and they know that at a point I didn't like my job. The only thing that excited me about going to work was physically getting dressed, wearing a nice dress, a nice pair of shoes, taking my handbag to work and just looking gorgeous. Funny enough, at work, they used to call me Project Runway because I used to dress well. That was the only thing that excited me about going to work. It didn't excite me to sit in my office and do my work. It didn't excite me because the truth was, it was really, really long hours. First of all, the pay was not great. Second of all, I felt like it was a monotony. I was doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. And I wanted more. I wanted to have a social life. I wanted to have more income. I felt like I deserved more. But then, I felt that by year 2 when I started working. But it took me another 3.5 years to be able to brave up enough to be able to transition from working a 9 to 5 into running my own business. Why? Hi, UG Global. Thanks for listening. First of all, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Second of all, I was afraid because of acceptance. Third of all, I just thought my parents were going to kill me because they spent a lot of money sending me abroad to study. I had the master's, I had the degree, I had worked abroad as a lawyer, and then coming back to Nigeria and telling them that, that law thing is not really going to work out. Why am I saying this? A lot of us are in that fix. We went to school to do something, study something, do something. In your whole life, it seemed like that was going to be the path you're going to take. You're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be an accountant or a physician. Hi Marlon, thank you for the love. Hi Uju. Hi Sibu CSA. Where you listening from? Let me know. So now the truth was, at that point, by the 5th year, 5.5 years into working as a lawyer, I was already frustrated. I was going into depression, whatever that meant. I was not happy being at work. At a point, sometimes I used to just wish they would fire me. So it would be me saying, oh, I got fired, so now I had to go. But I said, okay, what can I do? Let me start a business on the side. Let me start something I can start doing that can just make me happy. And then I started one of my businesses, which was an event management company. So I used to do that weekends and in the evenings. And I also had a fashion house also. And what that cost me was, I literally would get back from work sometimes at 10:30 p.m. Sleep about 11:30, 12. Wake up at 3 a.m. Work from 3 a.m. to about 4:30. Go back to sleep. Wake up at 6:30. Get ready for work. It wasn't easy. But for me, it allowed me for the remaining of the 18 months, when I started my business to when I quit my job, what that allowed me to do was I could test the waters. Yes, I had my income, my salary. Yes, it was difficult, but it allowed me to test the waters, build up that business as little as I can, then I could make the jump. Why am I saying this to people? Some people are sitting at jobs they do not like. You do not have to like your job. If you don't like it, welcome to the club. A lot of people do not like their job. But do you need to quit your job when you don't have another source of income? Don't do that. That doesn't make sense. Now, I also tell people, excuse me, it's easier. Hello, Sheber. Oh, to pronounce your name is hard. But hello, thank you for listening. Let me know where you guys are listening from. MedHat7777, thank you for listening. Let me know where you're listening from also. So that transition was hard. She's asking, or he's asking, what happened to my mom? It's a birthmark, darling. Something that makes me unique. So basically, at that point, when I made that jump, I remember telling my mom first that I wanted to quit my job and go and do a course in fashion design and become a fashion designer. She was like, okay. My mom is a very supportive person, but literally, my dad was like, what? Sorry? Have you lost your mind? Well, the truth was, lucky enough, I had a brother and a mom that was very supportive, so they were able to back me up. But I already had a backup plan. Because the truth is, people will tell you, oh yeah, sure, go and make the jump. But when it comes to finances, if you cannot afford to feed yourself while you're chasing your dreams, I'm sorry, that's a difficult thing to do. So why am I sharing my story today? Is that some people might see, oh yes, you're running your own business, you have your own time. It started from when I worked. I was working and I started my business. Don't depend on one income source and just say, oh, I have my job, it doesn't pay everything I want, I'm really broke all the time. Start something on the side. You might not have all the time in the world. I didn't have all the time in the world. I used to work all the way to 10:30 p.m. I used to work weekends. I was emotionally stressed all the time because it was an international law firm. So we're always on the clock. But I still made time to do the little things that I wanted to do. I come into work at my lunch break. People are taking their lunch. I'm out trying to do what? Fill up my orders for my clients. Now, afterwards, when I eventually made the shift and started my own business, no, I don't do the fashion design business anymore. So I'm just sharing my story. Stay with me. So basically, when I started my own fashion design business, it was like, wow, you're talented. Yes, I feel like fashion design is a gift. It's something that I still love to do now, but I do it for only me and just very few people. But when I went in and did that business, nobody told me how expensive traditional businesses are. All I was seeing was the glam. Oh, I know that fashion designer, and she made this, and she made that. But then when I eventually started my own fashion business, what I found out was there are so many traditional businesses that you see, they have a shop, they're not making any money. They have a shop, but it's not that business that is funding their lifestyle. Nobody tells you these things. You figure it out as you go. So I've gone out and done the full-blown thing. I've rented a shop. I had tailors. I had workers. I put all my savings. And 4 months into that business, zilch. I'm not making any money. My first few collections, yeah, a few friends came in and bought a few things, but it was pretty much rejected. That's when the reality of running a business hit me. Simultaneously, I just got married. I have a baby on the way. There's a lot of financial pressure everywhere. On my husband, on myself. This is not the life I planned. I came from a family where pretty much my parents had to do everything for me. Now, you're on your own with your husband, who is also trying to build up his own business and provide for everything. It was crazy. Why am I sharing this? It was not easy in the beginning. But those things are the things that build you up. Now, let me tell you one thing. I'm the kind of person that I don't like to manage, not to be proud, but I hate to manage. If I live in Nigeria, I don't know what the equivalent is, but let me just say I live in Nigeria, and if I had 50,000 naira in my account as my account balance, I will panic and I will go into depression. That's the kind of person I am. So I made sure that days when I had only 3,000 naira in my bank balance was never ever going to happen again or repeat itself. I worked so hard. At days I will be working, I'll be crying, I'll be praying, I'll be telling God, remember what you promised me, this is not the kind of life I want. But that prepared me for where I am today. Why am I sharing this story? Is because I see so many people sliding into my DM and we're talking about business and they're telling me, I want a business that I can do, but it won't really stress me. Honey, you're going to stress. You almost die. It's a matter of life and death at some point for you to make a breakthrough. That's why it's called a breakthrough. It's that it breaks you or you come through it. There is no like testimony without a test. I say this all the time and I tell people, see, entrepreneurship, one of the best things that happened in my life. Yes, I can choose my time now, but it was hard in the beginning. And it's hard for everybody in the beginning. It wasn't just one business. I still don't have only one business. I have at least 3 businesses that I run. Thankfully, they're all successful. But so many times, one business that you're passionate about might not be the one paying your bills in the beginning. You have to use your sense. You have to use your head. You might have a 9-to-5 job, but then your side hustle is what is going to keep you happy. And eventually, that side hustle will start to pay your rent, your car, every single thing that you're doing. So, focus. Why am I sharing this? Is because so many times people think, oh yeah, the money magically appeared. I come from a wealthy family, yes. But the truth was, as soon as I got married, it got real. You know, you're married. You need to start building. When I grew up, my parents built from the bottom up. We had to go to the bottom. Sorry, I don't want to be rude, but you've already asked me this question so many times. If my face kind of offends you or my lip kind of offends you, maybe it's a time for you to log off. But I say this all sense of love. This is me. So if you're saying you're afraid to see my face, what happened to my mouth, I already told you it's a birthmark. And I love, you should go and check out my page. I have so much self-love for myself. It's ridiculous. But if that makes you uncomfortable, then maybe you shouldn't be here. Okay? So back to my story, and thanks for the distraction. There's so many things you're going to go through life. Now, when you've been to certain places, when you hear certain things, it doesn't even bug you anymore. That's the honest truth. So many people are still living in the past. You know, back then, they used to do this for me. They used to do that for me. You know what? This is now. This is now. Nobody's going to offer you anything on a platter of gold. You're going to have to go and get it. I remember people, you know, one of my bosses actually saying this to me, that I'm a spoiled brat. That's why I think I can just go and start my own business. I'm like, well, unfortunately, you might think I'm a spoiled brat. And the honest truth, I want more for my life. And I don't want to manage. You know, it's okay for some people to say, I earn 100,000 naira a month. I earn 200 or 300,000 naira a month. It's okay for me to manage. I refuse to manage. And when I became pregnant for my first child, I hustled even more. Because I used to wake up in the middle of the night with sweat patches thinking, my goodness, I'm bringing this child into this world. You know, kids of nowadays, they don't have filter. They might ask you questions like, mommy, you studied abroad, but why don't we have the same privileges? What would be my story? It would be, yeah, you know, I tried. No, there's nothing like you tried. Did you try hard enough? Make sure that you tried hard enough so you can hand on your heart, say, I tried and it didn't work out. Not that you didn't do your best. Why am I saying this today? There's so many people looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. It does not... Sorry, I had an incoming call. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. You're going to have to work your ass off for a period of time to be where you are today. So when you're spending that money, when you're living the life you like, you can categorically tell people, I worked hard for where I am today. Now, the truth about it is that it doesn't even get easier. Because the sad thing is, if you always wanted to make $1,000 a month and then you hit it, then you want to make $2,000 a month. Then you want to make $3,000 a month. That's just how life is. Once you hit that goal, you set a new goal. That's the truth. You are never content. I'm not saying don't be satisfied. Yes, be content. But as soon as you stop growing, you're dying. So when I know some people come at me and like, yes, okay, Emily, you're making a certain level of income. Like, don't you think we've heard enough? I'm like, no, because the point is, I am not going to confirm just not to make some people feel uncomfortable to not say the truth. I'm going to say it. Why? Because it was somebody sitting me down and just telling me that, remember, the glory of somebody else, where you're coming from, your parents, is not your glory. I say this, even if you're the sister or the granddaughter of Bill Gates, doesn't mean it's your money. It is his money. So if you want something, you go do it for yourself. Okay? So now wrapping up my story. Now my story has two different areas. But one thing I always tell people that, first of all, I came from a place whereby I enjoyed a lot of money and then everything went south and then went back up. Many people came from the grace to grass, and that's the story we hear all the time. But if you're like me and you came from a place whereby you enjoy flying, going on holiday, traveling the world, eating well, driving a nice car, driving nice bag, carrying $5,000 bags, $3,000 bags, and now it gets to a point where you can't even afford it. Honey, dust yourself up and go and work. Don't worry about what people are going to say. I've been approached by so many people thinking that what I've achieved today is as a result of who my parents were. It doesn't matter. See, people are going to talk whether you are making it or not. Why am I saying this to people today is because so many people are still living in the what will people say. People are going to have an opinion. It is their opinion. Their mouth, they can use it however they want. So go ahead and go and decide to be successful for yourself. Don't care what people think. If so many people stop thinking about what other people think about them, they will be so successful right now. They will be in a different level right now. Because as soon as people's negativity, people's criticism doesn't affect you, you take it as, oh my gosh, remember that saying that sticks and stones are only thrown to fruit-bearing trees. You will not see a sane human being trying to throw a stone at a tree that is dead. No, they will throw a stone at a tree that is bearing apples, grapes, and mangoes because they want some of that juice. Okay? So the truth about it is, okay, I'm gonna read. This is the last time I'm gonna read your message. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm gonna entertain you. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, I can't really understand. What can you rephrase? I didn't get that English. So, can you rephrase what the question is? So basically, why I'm saying this is I'm trying to encourage somebody out there that it doesn't matter where you are. Start today. Every single human being has a story. Maybe you have a job that you love. Please hold on to it and enjoy that ride. Why am I saying this? Ensure that every single day you are living without regrets. Again, I have people say, oh, I really want to do this business. I want to start my own business. I want to start my own home-based business or whatever business I want to do. But, my spouse is not supporting me. It's a vision and a dream God gave you for a reason. He gave you. He didn't give you and your spouse. Honest to God, we as a human being, sometimes it is the way maybe we approach our spouse. I always say this to my husband. I say, see finish. Because you have seen me make mistakes, the good, the bad, the ugly. That sometimes when you initially start something, the people around you are not the ones that will support you the most. You might need a support system outside of your immediate family, outside of your spouse. When it becomes more clearer and more successful, they will support you. So stop giving excuses. I've had people give excuses about money. I've had people give excuses about time. I've had people give excuses about their spouse. Sometimes when we don't want to do something, we say, oh, our spouse said we shouldn't do it. Oh, no. When you wanted to buy that handbag, there's this funny quote that comes out where they say, hide all packages from my husband. You order that shoe or that bag or that hair and you make sure he doesn't see it. But when it comes to changing your life, you find an excuse. It can be your children, it can be your immediate family, it can be your extended family for you not to be successful. Nobody is stopping you. It might take you time, it might take you a lot of hard work, it might take you a lot of effort, but it is still your life. You are accountable for your success and you're also accountable for your failure. So if you're successful, it's not by luck, it's because you put in the hard work. If you fail, it's nobody's fault, it is your fault. Because why? If you fail, high creative fingers, it is because you decided to pick yourself up and keep going. Okay? So that's like a snippet of my story. Sorry, I think I went into like a little rant or being a bit emotional. Why am I saying this? Is because I see so many people that are just like, oh, 2018 is ending and I really wish I started and I hope I can. Oh, please, see, you need to do what? Go ahead and just do it. Yeah, so sweetheart, what I do with my money is my business. And I see the funniest thing about this is when people say, if you have money, go and help people. I'm not the kind of person that would donate to a charity and put it on Facebook. You don't know what I do with my money on charity. But then when people have money, when you have too much money, you can give it out. Yes, but you have to have money to feed yourself, take care of your family before you can take care of somebody else. And in terms of donation and charity, you didn't ask me that question. Do I donate to charity? Yes, we do have a charity that we donate to, but that's not something I come and put on air, because and I'm a Christian and I read the Bible, and it has somewhere in the Bible, I don't know the exact quote, which says, when you give in public and you make it a display or hypocritic giving, you've already collected your reward. When you give in secret, the God that sees in secret will bless you. So my story is not focused about whether there is money or not. Exactly. Thank you, House of Jacob. So I guess somebody else is kind of getting what I'm saying. What basically, moral of the story is, I am encouraging people to go and work hard. And then when you see somebody who is working hard and you're going ahead and criticizing them, that is still your problem. Because the point is, as soon as you don't like where you are in life, you have the 100% right to change it. I am sick and tired of people blaming the country, blaming somebody else, blaming their spouse, blaming their children, blaming their job or their situation. Many people were not born with a silver spoon. But there are some people that were born with a silver spoon that still do not achieve anything. I even tell, my friends this all the time, that when you're born with a silver spoon, it's even harder for you to be able to work hard. Why? Because you've never known poverty. You've never known hard work. You weren't born that way. You were always chauffeur-driven in a car. You went to nice places to eat. So you didn't have that zeal to push. Most of the time, when people do things that they couldn't do, is because you got to a situation whereby your back was against the wall. So my encouragement for you today is, if you don't like where you are, you want to tell a new story, pull out that pen and paper, look at your life before, and then write your new story. But I promise you, it's going to have a lot of hard work. There is nobody that I know, or anybody that I've come across, and you can quote me, who has achieved anything worth notable, and they're happy where they are, without having days where they cried their eyes out and said, you know what, I'm going to die. I feel like dying. I feel like quitting every single day. But what do? You keep going. So when you become successful, and success doesn't mean money. Success can be, I'm confident, I'm happy where I am. Success can be, I've achieved something of value. Success can mean I've helped 3,000 or 5,000 people. I don't know what success is for you. But why I'm sharing my story today is because a lot of people think, yeah, if you're not coming from a poor background, my parents didn't have money, now I made it. No, we have people like us that came from money, and we didn't have money at a certain point. So what did we need to do? Suck it up and go and work to get to where we are today, and not make excuses, and people are going to judge you. See, people have judged me so much that, oh yeah, I'm sure you got privileges because of who your parents are. See, the point I'm trying to make here is, people are going to talk. In Nigeria, we say, now them get their mouth. People are going to, if you do well, they will talk. If you don't do well, they will talk. So give them something to talk about. But make sure you keep winning. That's the moral of my story. Like, be happy with your life. Like, wake up every single day, kneel down and say, God, I thank you for where I am. I do not like to manage. I refuse to manage. I reject management. I am the daughter of the Most High. I believe in hard work. I will work hard, and He will bless the work of my hand every single day. So if you're okay with mediocrity, you're okay with where you are, you're okay with just complaining, honey, do you. But where I was before, I wasn't happy, so I was willing to change it. I was willing to do more to be where I am today. Okay, guys? So I'm due for school run. So I just wanted to come here and share this, because this is coming from a place where I've seen so many people give the same excuse, and I'm just like, I'm not having it anymore. So I hope this encourages somebody out there to do more, become more, and also share your story once in a while. So somebody else who might be struggling with what you're struggling, or being where you are, or going where you want to go, can be encouraged to be able to do more. Okay, so I don't know if anybody has any question before I hop off and be on my way. Any questions? All right, my love. So love you guys as usual, and until next week Wednesday on the Valley Wednesday, it is me, Awali and more, and I'm out. Peace.